رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي. In this video, inshallah, we will see, this is a very, perhaps a very well-known philosophy, perhaps outside the Quran. I would believe in the public in general, about the philosophy of intercession. You know, that we will be interceded by the righteous people or by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. However, I want to show you now the tone of the Quran. Those who do not read the Quran regularly, or who do not know the Quran with the translation, who do not know what the meanings of the Quran are, they might find it very surprising that those who think that, oh, the day of judgment is like the open, it's like open day for intercession. Everybody who's entered the Muslim Ummah just will be interceded for free. I'm going to show you the Quran is just talking opposite to it. Exactly how the tone of the Quran is, there is no intercession. It looks like it's not like that. I'm going to show you right now the verses, but you're going to feel the Quran is trying to stop and say no, nobody has control over intercession. In fact, what I'm going to show you now through the verses is from both ways. The one who is going to intercede will have no power on that day to intercede, and the one for whom the intercession will take place, he will have no power that he be interceded for, right? So let me show you how the Quran talks about intercession, right, which we call as Shafa'ah, or in Urdu Shafa'at. So let me just put the translation of the verses, and let's just think about the tone in which the Quran is saying intercession. It's not saying there will be intercession on that day. Wait for an intercession. It's upcoming. Intercession is about to come. No, it's saying no intercession. Look at the tone. Chapter number 2, verse 48. And fear a day when no soul will suffice for another soul at all, nor will intercession be accepted from it. Now it seems the language shows like it seems that somebody's trying to intercede, but no, it's not being accepted from it. Then chapter number 2, verse 123, and fear a day when no soul will suffice for another soul at all, and no compensation will be accepted from it, nor will any intercession benefit it. Now the language seems to suggest now somebody is a position and somebody is interceding for him, but that intercession is not benefiting the person for whom he's interceding, right? No benefit. It says, nor will any intercession benefit. Look, the Quran is not saying, oh, upcoming, intercession is upcoming, wait for it. Look, it's just saying no intercession, right? The tone is, but wait, and just let's keep reading the verses. Chapter 2, verse 254. O you who have believed, spend from that which we have provided for you before there comes a day in which there is no exchange and no friendship and no intercession. What is happening? We thought there was intercession. Then, chapter number 19, verse 87. None will have power of intercession except he who had taken from the most merciful a covenant, right? So it's all in the negative except whom Allah wills, right? It's not saying wait for it. Then chapter 20, verse 109, that day no intercession will benefit except that of one to whom the most merciful has given permission and has accepted his word. Then chapter 34, verse 23, an intercession does not benefit with him except for one whom he permits. Then chapter number 36, verse 23, should I take other than him false deities, while if the most merciful intends for me some adversity, their intercession will not avail me at all, nor can they save me. Then chapter number 39, verse 44, say to Allah belongs the right to allow intercession entirely. To him belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth, and then to him you will be returned. Then chapter number 43, verse 86, and those who invoke besides him do not possess power of intercession, but only those who testify to the truth can benefit, and they know. And then chapter 53, verse 26, and how many angels there are in the heavens whose intercession will not avail at all except only after Allah has permitted it to whom he wills and approves. Then chapter number 74, verse 48, so there will not benefit them the intercession of any intercessors. This is it. What I've shown you right now is the tone of the Quran when it comes to the topic of intercession or Shafa'ah. Quran is constantly trying to tell you, don't depend upon intercession. Somehow it says, right? Don't depend upon intercession. Don't try to think that, you're going to get away for free. You're going to get away for free, right? In fact, the one who wants to intercede will not have the power unless Allah allows it. The one for whom he's interceding, it will not be allowed to intercede for him except if Allah allows. And now, to wrap it all up, to show you the comprehensive, let's just say, a summary of the entire philosophy of Quran's intercession, I will read a footnote from chapter 2109 of Maulana Maududi. It's in English here, it's in Urdu originally, but I'll show you the English translation here. And what he has written on against the verse, chapter 20, verse 109, it's a summary of this entire philosophy. And let me read it. chapter 20 verse 109, on that day intercession shall not avail save him or save of him whom the most compassionate Lord permits and whose word of intercession is pleasing to him. Now the footnote he writes is kind of like a summary of the entire philosophy of intercession in the Quran. This, he writes in the footnote, or this is the translation, this also has another interpretation. On that day intercession will not be effective except in the case of one for whom the merciful may allow it and be pleased to hear it for him. Both these interpretations are supported by the following, and then there are verses which I don't know why they haven't put it in the English version. I'll show you from the Urdu version. In the Urdu version, if you go and see, you will see that those verses are in benefit of the fact that the one who wants to intercede cannot intercede. The Quran says in Ayat al-Kursi, chapter 2, verse 225, Man dhal ladhi yashfa'u indahu illa bi'idhnih. Who can intercede in front of Allah except with his permission? And then the chapter number Surah Naba, where it says وَيَوْمَ يَقُومُ الرُّوحُ وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ صَفًّا لَا يَتَكَلَّمُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَذِنَ لَهُ الرَّحْمَنُ وَقَالَ صَوَابًا. Right? That day when Ruh and the angels would stand in rows, and nobody would be able to talk except the one whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permits to. And then on the other side, the one who is being interceded for, right? The one who's it will not be given permission to intercede for a specific person except that Allah says intercede for him, right? And what are those verses? وَلَا يَشْفَعُونَ إِلَّا لِمَنِ ارْتَضَى وَهُمْ مِنْ خَشْيَتِهِ مُشْفِقُونَ. And they will not be able to intercede for anybody except for the one whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased to hear his intercession for that person, right? And so on and so forth. And then وَكَمْ مِن مَلَكٍ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ, and so on and so forth. So you see, the Quran is very clear on both sides. Neither the one who can intercede would be able to intercede except with Allah's permission. Neither the one for whom the intercession is taking place, you cannot even intercede for that person, right? And this shows that intercession is not like just like a free ticket, you can just take it from anybody. No, you need to work. You cannot just say I'm Muslim, that's for I'll get the intercession for no reason, right? You have to work hard for it. Your actions will make you deserving of Allah's mercy, and inshallah, and then ultimately the intercession as well, right? And for that I'm going to just show you quickly a few verses which show that you must act, you must take action, you must do righteous deeds to get into paradise. So for example, just as an example, let me show you chapter 6 verse 127. And he will be their protecting friend because of what they used to do. Chapter number 32 verse 19, for those who believed and did righteous deeds, for them will be gardens of refuge as an accommodation for what they used to do, all pointing back towards that action. You cannot just sit and say, because I'm from the ummah of the Prophet ﷺ, I'll be interceded for, without doing anything. You'll have to take action. Chapter 46 verse 14, those are the companions of paradise, abiding eternally therein as a reward for what they used to do. Action is necessary as a reward for what they used to do. Chapter number 7 verse 43, this is paradise which you have been made to inherit for what you used to do. So the Quran is constantly saying, chapter 16 verse 32, peace be upon you, enter paradise for what you used to do. So you have to take action, enter paradise, and so on and so forth. And that is paradise which you are made to inherit for what you used to do. So again and again you can read all the verses. And of course the Quran is, the Quran has those verses, those who believe and do good deeds. So with belief is good deeds. You cannot just say, because I don't need to do anything. I believe in this prophet, I believe in this wali, I believe in this righteous person, he's going to intercede for me. That's it. I don't need to do anything. I just need to believe in. No, you must take action. You must take action. The Quran is very, very clear on the topic of intercession. So may Allah make us worthy of intercession. May He give us the ability to do the deeds which help us gain His paradise. And may Allah connect us with the Quran, its philosophy, and make them the guiding light for us in this dunya. Okay, this is an addition to this philosophy of intercession in the Quran. And that is the story of Noah alayhi salam in the Quran, and his son. When he drowned in Surah Hud chapter 11 verse 43 onwards, where it says, but he said, I will take refuge on a mountain to protect me from the water. The son of Noah alayhi salam. Noah said, there is no protected ray from the decree of Allah except for whom He gives mercy. And the waves came between them, and he was among the drowned. The son drowned. And so Noah alayhi salam, what did he say? He said, And Noah called to his Lord and said, My Lord, indeed my son is of my family, and indeed your promise is true, and you are the most just of judges. He said, O Noah, indeed he is not of your family. Indeed he is of one whose work was other than righteous. So ask me not for that about which you have no knowledge. Indeed, I advise you lest you be among the ignorant. Noah said, My Lord, I seek refuge in you from asking that of which I have no knowledge. And unless you forgive me and have mercy upon me, I will be among the losers. So subhanAllah, a prophet could not save his son. So what about you and me? And by the way, this shows that the standard of our standard is not family. Our standard is Islam. The one who's on the right path, he's with us. The one who's not on the right path, he's not with us. And so you see here, even a prophet could not save his son. So what about me and you? And so see, I'm not denying intercession, but what I'm saying is see it in light of the Quranic teachings. Do not, you're doing it away with all the Quranic teachings. The Quran filled with this message of the good people will go to paradise, the bad people will go to hellfire. And when you see this without this light of the Quranic teaching, of this specific teaching, and you say intercession will just, it's like a free getaway card, I'll just go to paradise no matter what I do, you're destroying the entire philosophy of the Quran. The entire Quran becomes irrelevant. In fact, this entire worldly life becomes irrelevant. The entire purpose of this life is to test you whether you'll do good or bad, right? The entire message of the Quran, do good, go to paradise, do bad, go to hellfire. Then what was the entire purpose of the Quran if you bring in intercession and say no matter what I do, I'll be interceded for? That's the point, right? So you should see this intercession in light of the Quranic teachings, the entire teachings of the Quran, right? Prophet Nuh alayhi salam couldn't save his son. Oh no, indeed he's one whose work was other than right. So if you're not on the right path, then you have to get yourself on the right path if you want the intercession on the day of judgment, right? So may Allah help us appreciate and take basically benefit our lives from the teaching of the Quran and understand it in the right way. And may Allah help us make this Quran, may Allah make this Quran for us a light for us, so that we can see our way in this life and succeed in the afterlife. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.